This door is really heavy. I have to use all my body weight to push it open. I'm gonna get you to draw. You're a teacher. Instead of explaining how the house is all set up, I don't know where the bedrooms are, where your mom's bedroom is, how the. Can you draw it for me? Yeah. I don't know if you want to draw this way or this way.
Goes that way again.
Because I'm trying to get a picture of where they were in relation to how this might have happened. Do you know what I mean? And I want to know also if there's anything in the house that could be flammable. Like you said, he builds models, but there's, you know, like I can't see engines lying around or anything.
No, not working model, like little plastic
toy
models.
Yeah. So I have try to think of what could be in there, just so I know, because I haven't been to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Other people have gone, I haven't gone. So the people that I talk to describe, like, I know kind of the court and the outside, but I don't know what the inside looks like.
Okay, so I think it's pretty much a big, there's like a front door and like steps, like a half wall, and then
Is it a 2-story, 1-story?
bungalow, I think, right? Like it's 1 story and then a basement.
Is there a step up to a bat, you know, like a...
So this you have to go up like 4 steps
Okay.
here, and then this should all be one wall, I think. Like, so that's like the living room.
Okay. Yeah.
And then there's a wall with a door. And this is the kitchen. Sliding glass door out to the deck. And then the pools.
Okay.
There's like a... This is the hallway, and this was my room. And then it's not... So this is the sewing room now.
The sewing room was your room?
It got
Growing up,
changed into...
yeah.
Well, not growing up, it was my room.
That's
and
your
then
room, and now it's a
yeah,
sewing room?
Quilting room, and the basement too. And this was like Al's, he does a lot of marathons and stuff, so it was his like running room. That was my brother's.
He had he has workout stuff in there?
No, just like clothes and shoes. And,
Oh.
And that's like a spare bedroom too, so my kids would sleep in there
Okay.
when they went over. Then they had, just a bit bigger, this is the bathroom. Like my mom's library and their bedroom. And Esther, and this is not right. This should come over to like there, kind of. And then this door goes downstairs.
Okay. So this is the first floor. I'm gonna get you.
And this is the garage.
So the garage is on the side of the house?
Garage is attached, yeah. So my bedroom and my mom and Al Al's bedroom would have butted against the garage.
Where's your windows?
Window, did they have one or two? I think it was a pretty big one. And then there's a window like here, and a window here, and a window here. Sliding glass. Maybe a window here in the kitchen. A big, like big
Pretty
window.
nice layout, I'd say. This is nice, the kitchen and the
It's
deck.
nice with like the
Mhm.
old, I think it was built in like the 70s, so it's a little compartmentalized, but they were thinking someday to maybe open up this wall
Yeah,
and
it's
make it
nice.
into a...
What is this? Is this the rest of
So,
the backyard?
yeah, so there's like a big, there's a fence that goes along here, and then like steps that go down, and then if you can't see it here, but there's a door here that goes into the basement.
Okay.
And then this is the dog area, and
It's a big
it
area.
actually goes on the other
So-
side of, so that gate.
That walkway is on after the garage.
Yeah,
around
so there's a
there.
walkway that goes all the way like that and down, and then the sculpted driveway.
Okay.
And,
So you
and
can-
the
Graveyard.
fence, the graveyard goes all the way there, and then there's a, like, I'm trying to think, there's a little, I think a fence here, like a little one, and their neighbor's fence goes like that. And
So can you gain access from this side?
you probably could hop it, but there's like a hop, like the furnace, not the furnace. What's the,
Air conditioning?
I think the air conditioner, but the heater for the pool.
Oh.
So there's all the pool stuff's
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
So
Why would you on this side?
yeah, you probably could, but I don't. It's pretty narrow there.
So this walkway coming from, like, so this is like the front, you can get,
There's like garden here.
you can walk up here, this is the gate that's
The gate, yeah.
locked. This is where the crowbar thing was,
That's
and you can walk up here and you can just go right back here.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Show me the basement. So this is the top.
Okay. So put it. I didn't do it good, but the stairs come down like this, and this is a door. This is where I fell on the Saturday coming down
Okay.
these stairs. There's a little area there, and then there's a computer, and so this is like the utility. This is where Al makes his utility, and that's where the
model
furnaces
Oh.
and the my mom, they've got some racks with food and stuff along here, and this is the computer room. There's a fireplace, like an old standalone there, and then a bathroom and like a bar.
It's a nice layout.
Yeah, it's very, there's two like big concrete pillars there. And, like there's seating here, but it's all one big room.
That's nice. Is there windows in here? Like,
There's,
can you fit through a window there or no?
I've never tried to fit through that. We used to climb through my brother's window when we lost our key when we were growing up, because all these are raised up. Like you couldn't get into my window, but when we were growing up, we'd always go into my brother's because there was a landing.
Okay.
There's two windows here, but this is covered by the deck,
Oh,
so
okay,
you
yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
And then there's a window in the utility room. I think it's there, but I don't think you can use that because of all the heater and
Pulley
stuff like
fitting,
that.
yeah.
I think they used to have like a shed there, but I think they took it down.
Can you get outside at all from downstairs? The basement?
You got to go up these stairs,
To go
and
into the
there's
back door?
it's like a cold cellar.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the garage. There's no, and this is all under here. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 windows in the
Okay.
basement. Yeah.
Laundry. So the only way in here upstairs is through the front door, or through this door through the deck, and the rest are just windows, right? Is there an entranceway from the garage into the house?
No, there's a door into the garage,
Mm-hmm.
and then the retractable door.
Okay.
But I don't think they have an automatic garage door.
Okay. I'm gonna get you to initial your artwork, so it's not, you can't say I did it.
You wouldn't want to say you did it.
Oh, trust me, it's better than my artwork. Trust me on that one. Okay, now that I have the layout, that's good. That explains, like, it's hard, right, talking to people, and I'm trying to picture things. I know the outside of the court,
Yeah,
how there's the house, like, they lived in.
they live yeah,
Right,
at
almost
the
in
very
there.
end. At the
And-
very end, in the middle, and then they've had so many neighbors. I know the Russ Powers used to live. If you're looking at the house to the right, he's a town councilman or something. He grew up with his son, but there's been a lot of turnover in the last 5 or 10 years of neighbors. So.
My understanding is that they're the longest,
Oh yeah,
they've been on the street the longest.
definitely. Yeah. We moved there when I was, I think, 4.
Wow,
So 38 years,
wow.
basically.
So I take it their house is paid off,
I would assume so. I
Yeah.
don't think they've
got a mortgage,
I
right?
don't think they've redone it. I think it was paid off when my parents were still together. I think
Wow.
my dad was like a financial advisor, or worked with trusts and stuff like that.
Is that what he does now?
No, he's retired. They when they got separated, his wife inherited a trucking company,
Oh, okay.
so they ran that together. I guess he kind of did the books and stuff like that, and then they sold that probably 3 or 4 years ago, I think. And basically, they just
You know what I didn't ask you? What your relationship and your brother? Do you have a sister or
no
just you and
sister.
your brother?
Yeah,
Just the two of you.
yeah.
What's your relationship like with your dad's wife?
It's. I think my brother's relationship is better. It usually revolves around when we go up to see them at the cottage. So my dad wants us to come up, and she has had some difficult times with my children. So when we go up, we don't want to drive up for the day. Like, we're not driving 3 hours on the day. We go up for 4 or 5 days. And she'd kind of, after like 1 or 2 days, kind of be.
How's she having a hard time with your kids?
It's just.
Her kids?
I know, but then you get in your groove of things up at the cottage. You don't want to get up early. You don't want to do this, and kids are loud and they're on their schedule. And
They get up. My son gets up at like 6.
yeah, well, my son usually gets up about 5:30. So lately, but
I thought mine was 5.
so my brother, his wife's family has a cottage close to them, so they have the ability to drive there and say, "Hey, spend the day, have a drink or so, and
yeah.
leave."
Mm-hmm.
Where we, if we're gonna go up and spend some time, let's spend some time. But when it's, when you feel like a burden after a couple days, you're like, well, like the last time we went up for a day and a half. We just drove up, hey, slept over, and gone by lunch.
I feel like that.
And she's not like she at times is very nice to the kids, and at times just kind of indifferent. She does her own clay work and like mosaics. My daughter's very into that, but my daughter wants to go in and play around with her, where she wants to work, so it's, you know, she's kind of a hindrance to her, which is, it's unfortunate, but
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Trust me, I have small ones, and I get it when you feel like people don't want to be around your kids. You just
it's
and your kids are everything, especially at this age.
They are, and you know, they do love it up there, and it's tough when, you know, packing them up and they're like, why are we leaving? And it's like, well, you don't see the adult stuff, but it's unfortunate because my dad loves the kids, and it's just a strange dynamic sometimes. But
so if you were up there with your mom and Al,
they never go to the cottage.
But let's say they did.
Oh, up to my dad's cottage?
No,
or
but
just had their own
if you
cottage.
had a cottage, how would it be?
It would be awesome. Like, it wouldn't be as nice probably because my dad has a lot of money now and a huge cottage and all the bells and whistles, but it would be better because, you know, you feel like everybody wants you there.
Yeah.
And
I get it. What does your wife do?
She works at Ryerson University, so she's into, I guess she's programs coordinator, they call it, like, so any fitness training, all the group fitness and group fitness and instructional programs. So she hires and organizes all the different classes that go on for the university.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And your brother's a chiropractor?
And his wife's a teacher. Yeah.
Okay. Do the teachers get along? You get along with his wife?
Oh, yeah. Talia's great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I was wondering, teacher and teacher.
You either love people you work with as a teacher, or you can't stand them. But yeah.
My boss's parents are both teachers, and he can't wait to leave the house. Sometimes he's just like, okay, I gotta get out of here.
Teachers can be. I've said to people, you either love teacher friends, and that's why I say to the kids all the time when they don't get along. Like, we don't get along with every teacher that works here, you know, but I don't go to my way to make trouble with them. I just, you know, we work together, and
that's how it is.
That's how it is, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Same in a class, but.
Well, I think I covered off pretty much all I had to ask you. I have to ask you the question I have to ask you flat out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything to do with what happened last night? Okay. Do you know anyone that would have harm to your...
We were all racking our brain today. Like, the only thing, like, when we were saying coming in and interviewing, my wife was like, we'll mention the crowbar thing, but even that, I was just like, I honestly thought, you know, my mom tells the same stories over and over and over again as she's getting a little older. She's very smart, and that was one of the jokes we always had. I just thought that...
My parents do the same thing.
I just thought maybe they'd forgotten something, but they were pretty adamant that someone had left a crowbar at the side of the house, and I...
Does somebody have keys besides? Do you have keys to the house?
Yeah.
Does somebody else have keys to the house?
Their neighbor, I think, when we were over there, when she took me to the hospital, her neighbor to the left. I know they did. We used to just leave the key in the mailbox all the time. Like, we'd come home and my friends would be in the house downstairs watching TV when we were home, right?
Okay.
But yeah, my brother probably has a key, I would assume. Like, my mom would give us a key to come over and swim if they weren't there, right? Like, if it's just like, it was our house to her.
Yeah. Have you seen anybody on that street or around that area that doesn't belong there?
We're honestly, like, if I'm there, we're in the backyard.
Is there any issues in behind in the graveyard? People coming through there?
I think there's always been, like, I remember as a kid cutting through the graveyard, because you cut through the graveyard to get to the park.
Is that a big grave? Like, I don't.
As far as graveyards go,
I don't know how big, like, I don't know the street.
Yeah, it's a decent size. Like,
Is it fairly big? Like, if you were to look out?
oh, if you look at it, it's just black. There's no lights or anything. So at nighttime, you couldn't see anything. Like, we'd always hear stuff growing up, in like hooting and hollering, and police used to patrol it sometimes, like just do a drive around because there's a couple loops and stuff like that. But
Okay.
honestly, I haven't been there for at nighttime to see anything. Like, I wouldn't know if anything goes on in the court or
How do you get into that graveyard from which street?
York. So you can, there's probably a couple of different ways. Like, you can, so behind what the house is the graveyard, and if you basically just go straight down to the left, there's the gated entrance, and so you can drive in, you could walk in. At the top, because it's all tiered up, at the top there's there was a way to walk into the driving park, which is behind so basically.
So Dundas Driving Park.
Yeah.
My grandparents are buried there, I think. It's a big graveyard.
Yeah, it's I've been to ones in Toronto because my wife's Greek, and there's huge, like, it's
Oh, yeah.
massive sprawling thing. So it's not small. Like, we used to toboggan there in the winter because they had these slope toed. It's as bad as it is now. You think back, but that's what everybody did, right? Like, in tobogganing in between the graves.
Yeah, I mean,
And there
that's
was also, there used to be a works, like a city or a town works building. They had works trucks
I'm
that were
just
kind of
wondering-
attached to the.
I'll tell you the reason why I'm asking is if there's entranceways in, I want to know if there's businesses around, cameras around. Do you know what I mean? If there's anybody exiting or entering the graveyard at that time, or on your street. I'm curious as to know if there's any people, and we do our own canvas, so I'm sure
Yeah.
they've already covered it,
Yeah,
but to check and see who has
that's
cameras.
what Chris, my brother, said. He's like, "Did Mom and Al have a camera or anything?" I said,
I think they had, did they have any floodlights?
I think they had a
Motion sensor?
I think they had it at the front of the house. Whether it worked or not, I don't know.
Okay.
They used to have one at the back too, but I think they stopped it because the dogs would
Always set it
set
up.
it off.
Okay.
As far as there's no businesses around there. You've got to go quite a bit into town or up the other way to there's like a strip mall.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's no businesses around there. It's pretty just residential,
Okay.
unless I haven't been in the driving park in years, so I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. Is there any indication of any kind of mental illness in the family?
Not my mom. I know when my mom, when Al first moved in, he didn't scare me like I was an adult. He had some anger issues, a little, like, and I don't know if he took medication. My mom just said, "Oh, he gets a little depressed," sort of thing. But I don't know if that was from his separation and stuff like that. But I don't know. Like, she never mentioned it after, like, because we lived there when they were still there together. So me and actually Jeremy, who's in the waiting area, we were down there playing RBA baseball in the computer room one day, and he just came in and he was fuck this, and we were just kind of like that, and then he stormed out, and my mom was like, "Oh, it's okay, he's just, he's a little angry about something today," and that was the last I heard about it. So I didn't ever ask her to, like, I don't think he'd ever try to do something to her, like, because I never saw that, so. And that was when I still lived there, so that was like 17, 20 years ago that happens, or however long, so.
Wow. Okay. think. I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed. I'm gonna go ask Ben, the guy you met out, the lead
Oh, yeah,
investigator.
yeah.
I'm gonna go check with him and see if there's anything that he wishes for me to cover off. And
Okay.
I think pretty much I wanted to get the family dynamic and.
I think every family's a little messed up. But
Oh, everybody
I don't
has.
see
Yes.
any.
Oh yeah. No.
My wife always complains her family's they're Greek and they're very close. Our family wasn't as close, but it's not that we didn't love each other. We weren't raised she was raised like family. So like there's not a day that goes by that she doesn't talk to everyone in her family. Whereas ours, like I could just, not talk to my brother for a month and just see him and be like, hey,
It's
like a
almost
little
like
grunt
you
sort of
just
thing.
saw me yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's she had a hard time doing it, but the more I see when you teach, you see a lot of family. You're just like, well, they're messed up. We're all messed up
Everybody's got
in
a
some
little
way.
bit. Yeah, there's no family that's perfect. That's for sure.
No.
None.
But,
I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go check with Ben
Yep.
before I get you go here, and I'd hate to do that. And he says, "Oh, Michelle, did you ask
Oh,
me this?"
yeah. No.
So let me double
Whatever,
check.
whatever you have to do.
Head in the door.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Okay, can I get you anything?
I'm okay. Yeah. Maybe something to stay awake. I've been tired, but.
Do you want a Coke?
No. I don't drink that much pop, so.
No.
No.
Chocolate bar?
No.
Any chips?
No.
Lots of
No.
sweets here.
Lots of donuts, right?
I wish. Okay. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you think is important that I should know?
I think everything was said. I don't know, like, all day we've just been, like, I almost had an argument with my wife because she was doing the layout of the house, and I was like, no, that's not how it is. Like, I lived there, and she was thinking like maybe it was the furnace or something like that. And I was like, no, that.
Oh yeah, that gets me back to my other question. Was there anything that might have caught fire?
The only thing that would be flammable, I would assume, is like Al had anything that he built his models with. I don't know if he
But to do something like yeah.
like that's like they've got stuff in the garage. I would assume, like they cut the grass and stuff. Like,
Okay.
but that's the only thing I can think of. Like, he's got his. I assume he has something that's flammable in